Hi students, I'd like to tell you a little bit about the potter's wheels that we have in the classroom. We have two different types of potter's wheels, as you can see. The one shown here on the right is the Brent type of wheel, the one that's kind of golden in color, and the one there on the left, the off-white one, that's the Pacifica type of wheel. Both are good wheels. You can use either when you work. The one thing to note is if you are a left-handed person and you want to throw with a left-handed rotation, please use the Pacificas, the white wheels, to throw. Now you can see that the way that we kind of have the wheels arranged is when you are done using and you have cleaned your wheel, you will return the stool to the top of the wheel and the towel. You will also normally put the foot pedal up. It looks like that foot pedal was left down, but you will put the foot pedal up like so. Okay, just put the foot pedal up out of the way so when you go to mop, it's easier. You will notice that they all have a power switch here on the right hand side. The power switch for the Brent is very simple, on off. You can see when it's up, the light is on, and when it's down, the light is off. Okay, when you go to turn it on, of course your foot pedal will be on the floor when you do that, and when the heel part is back, it's going to be in the off position, and when the toe goes forward, it's going to make it go. Okay, over here with the Pacifica wheel, same thing, except the power situation looks a little bit different. You can see that the power button here is more of an orange button. This wheel also has a toggle switch. The toggle switch will change the direction. When it's in the downward position, it is for counterclockwise, which is for a right-handed person. When it's in the middle, it's on neutral, it won't go. And when it's all the way up, that's going to be clockwise for someone who might throw left-handed. Normal position for them to be left in should be down for counterclockwise. Okay? When you are preparing to throw, you should first know how to remove your splash pan before you ever get it messy with clay. The Pacifica splash pans have some instructions. It's worn off a little bit. I'll have to rewrite it on here, where it says far side, push first, push toward wheel, place on first and push toward wheel. So when you push it toward the wheel, this side can just quite simply slide off. When it's on in the center part, when it looks equal there, you can't really take it off. So you have to push it toward the wheel, lift off to the one that's closest to you, and then slide that one out. You have to be aware of how full these can get. If you get up over this level with water, you're going to dump it all over the floor. And that's how to take it on and off on a Pacifica wheel. The Brent wheel has a splash pan that is made differently than the Pacifica. First of all, I want to show you that you can see that on the Brent wheel, one side is much larger than the other. The one that has the little holes on it also has these little tabs that stick out. I sometimes refer to them as ears. You always put the larger side on first. It sits on the table and then it scoots right in there. Okay? Then this side, you put it on at an angle. It has little nubbies that stick out on the large side, and the little holes slip over the nubbies, okay, until it looks like it locks in place. Now there is a gap right here on either side. You must be aware of that as you're throwing, because the water could come out if you put too much water in your splash pan. So just be aware, if your splash pan is getting full, you will want to soak up some water with your sponge and get rid of it. Both wheels have a foot pedal, which is operated by pressing down on either the toe or the heel. Okay. When I turn the power button on, if my foot is on the foot pedal and I press on the toe, my speed will increase the farther I push with the toe. If I want to decrease, I push back on the heel and I will slow it down. Okay? It's a variable speed wheel, so you can go very, very slow or very, very fast. But I usually tell people not to go over, say, a medium speed. Please note that you can take your foot off the wheel. It will stay stationary. This is a really good tip for beginners because a lot of times as a beginner is throwing, that whole stop and start is really bad for them, and it will throw you off center when you are working. Now, when you're getting ready to throw, there are certain tools and materials that you need to make sure you have. Firstly, you will need nicely wedged clay. Secondly, we are going to be using bats to throw on in here. Each of these wheels has what you can see are called bat pins. The bat pins stick up through the head of the wheel, and they will hold the bat nicely in place. And you're actually going to be throwing on the bat. At the end, we'll pick the bat up and put it in your cabinet so it can get rather hard. Now, I do have this one other thing. It looks like a rather hard piece of fabric, but I'm going to stick it in my water, and I'll show you what happens. So this great little tool, this is called a bat mate. This is designed so you can place it underneath your bat, and it will keep your bat kind of snugged in place so it doesn't kind of shimmy around as you're working. That can be quite annoying if your bat kind of moves on the wheel head. So by placing the bat mate there, it helps to keep it nice and snug. You will also need a microfiber towel, which should have been placed clean. You want to always wring it out, and it should be placed clean on the stool. The microfiber towel is going to be there so you can wipe your hands off as you're throwing and just help generally keep things a little bit more tidy. In your tool bin, you should have a few different tools. You should have a rib. You should have a trim tool for your wheel. You should have a needle tool for your wheel. And lastly, you should have a wooden knife. Now, hopefully they have been identified and they're at the right wheel. If you see a tool that belongs to another wheel, just clean it and put it back into their appropriate bin. In most cases, on the day that you're throwing, you'll probably only need a needle tool and probably a rib and maybe this wooden knife. This trim tool is not used until your piece is leather hard. You will also need a water bucket and a sponge. You can use whatever size sponge you prefer, but when you get all of your tools and materials ready, again, your clay should be nicely wedged. It should not be square or in a block form. And you can bring 2 or 3 pieces back here, so when you try, if you make a mistake, you can just cut that off and try the next one. The cutoff wires are going to be back here. Typically the cutoff wires are hanging underneath the wall. There are some hooks right there. Usually they're hanging up on the wall, and people share them. I usually don't put one in every single bin. Now, for the throwing demonstration, I'm actually going to be throwing on an entirely different wheel, but the throwing process is the same. I'm going to shoot some videos at home in my home studio, so if you see a wheel that looks different, that's why. But I'm going to be showing you the various techniques that you might need to know for throwing. And I hope you enjoy it, but remember to always leave about 20 minutes for cleanup because it is a messy job, especially when you're a beginner.